Let me tell you about the gear I'm using here today. On top is an IntelliTouch tuner, then an SWR SM900 amp head, then a Rane FME 15 graphic equalizer, a Lexicon LXP5 effects unit, and then the cabinet is an SWR Triad. Well, now we're going to be talking about some more unusual alter tuning concepts. One of the unusual features of the Hyperbass is that it was really designed to allow you to change tunings while you're playing. The real advantage to using alter tunings is that really each tuning has its own set of resonances. I like to think of each tuning almost as having its own personality, and when you play the bass in a different tuning it has a very different kind of feel to it. So it's not unusual for me in the course of playing a solo concert to play every piece in a different tuning. And it's really nice to have that option, to have the bass have a little bit different feel to it and different sound to it for each piece. Well, it occurred to me that the next step beyond that would be to not only change tuning between each piece, but to actually change tuning within a piece. And that way I could take advantage of one set of resonances for the first part of a piece, and when I got into the second part of a piece, have the bass set up with a different set of resonances. And I started doing this just by turning the tuning keys while I was playing. And I still do a little bit of that, but I really wanted something that was a little bit more reliable and something a little bit more flexible too. It's hard to do two strings at the same time, for instance, when you have to turn the tuning keys. So I talked to Joe Zahn about that, and he came up with this system. And it's a dual detuning system. It comes in two parts. And the first part is here at the headstock. These tuning keys are called hipshot extender keys. And they're a fairly standard add-on device made to be put on your low string, on your E string, and it allows you to drop the string down to D or to C or even B. What happens is that the tuning keys sit on a kind of a little plate, and you pull this lever out like this, and the entire tuning key tilts because the tension of the string pulls it back. And this allows the string to drop down in pitch. You set how far down you want the string to go in pitch with this little set screw here. If I pull it out, the string will drop down further in pitch. And then you can fine-tune it. These are two right-handed extender keys and two left-handed extender keys. So I have one on each string here, and this allows me to detune each string separately here at the headstock. Now the second part of the detuning system is this bridge. This is an unusual bridge that allows you to change the tuning of the entire bass by moving these levers on either side of the bridge. What happens is each string sits on a kind of a little tray, and there are cams that run underneath the bridge. Moving these levers turns the cams. That causes the trays to move up and down and changes the pitch of the strings. Now the bridge is designed to give you three different tunings of the entire bass. You have a high tuning, a medium tuning, and a low tuning. But of course the combination with the bridge and extender keys at the headstock gives you an awful lot of choices. And in this next piece that we're going to look at, the piece is called The Enormous Room, I really tried to take full advantage of this detuning system. One of the things that I discovered is that with this system I really enjoyed the sound of the strings changing and the tunings moving. And I really wanted to try to incorporate that into some of my pieces. And I also got really intrigued by the idea of using the changing tunings as part of the form of the compositions. The idea of using thematic ideas and moving them through different tunings really appealed to me, and I really wanted to experiment with that. And so I really tried to do that in this piece, The Enormous Room. I also wanted to take full advantage of the detuning system and really use a lot of different tunings. And in fact, in this piece, in the one piece, we're going to be using 14 different tunings. So let me show you how to set up, how I set up the bass in order to play this piece, The Enormous Room. We're going to start with a basic tuning, what I kind of think of as the primary tuning of this piece. And that's going to be B flat F, then an octave above B flat F. So low string, once again, is going to be tuned at B flat, and that's the B flat a half step above the open A string in standard tuning. Next step, next string is going to be F at fifth above the low string. Then B flat, an octave above the low string. And then finally F, a fifth above the previous string. Okay, next we'll set the intervals for the extender keys. On the low string, we're going to set that one to go all the way down to F, so that's a fourth down. Now the next string, the string is going to be tuned to F, but we're going to start with the extender key open, and so then we can use it to bring the string up in pitch a whole step to G. So we're starting at F, and the extender key's open. Now we're going to close it, and we get G. Now to do this, of course, you want to tune the string to G and then set the detuner interval to go down to F. Next string is B flat. We're just going to use the extender key to drop down a whole step to A flat. And the high string starts at F, and we're going to use that extender key to drop down also a whole step to E flat. Okay, so that's our extender key intervals. Now the bridge. Our primary tuning, B flat F, B flat F, that's going to be the high tuning of the bridge. Remember, there are three tunings that we have with the bridge. The medium tuning, we're going to leave the upper two strings at those pitches, at B flat F and B flat and F. And for the medium tuning, we're just going to drop down the two lower strings a whole step to A flat and E flat, so that the medium tuning is A flat, B flat, B flat, F. Here's the primary tuning. And the medium tuning. Now our low tuning is also going to be a very simple use of the bridge. We're just going to drop down all four strings a whole step. So we get A flat, E flat, A flat, E flat. Now, with a combination of these two setups, we're going to be able to get into the 14 different tunings that we're going to use in this piece, The Enormous Room.